everybody. I am going to do a viewer Q&A. I got some questions from various places, and I reached out to some people and got them to get me some questions as well. So I am going to start. I have a dog hair in my mouth. Don't you hate when that happens? Anyway, so the first question was kids' favorite TV show. Right now, they are into Paw Patrol for sure. We watch that in the mornings. And then specifically, Tori likes Vampirina and Bubble Guppies. And Nathan likes Ninja Turtles, and they both like Loud House. We watch that at night. And the second question was, when you and Mark go out on a date, where do y'all go out to eat? Usually, we either go out to eat at Red Lobster or Chili's. Red Lobster is our special occasion place, like to celebrate our anniversary or to celebrate birthdays or things like that. And Chili's is just like our go-to. We love Chili's. We actually went there for the first time together out to eat in North Carolina, so that place is kind of special to us. Plans for potty training Tori. Yes, Tori is getting at the age. She will be 2 in July. If you see ears, it's the dog. He's over here. But anyway, Tori will be 2 in July. I don't know what the dog is doing. And she is starting to show interest in potty training. She is bringing me diapers when she is wet or when she's used her diaper, like, she'll come and, want me to change her. And she follows me into the bathroom and tries to grab at the toilet paper. And she just shows signs that she's ready. So I'm probably going to start within the next few weeks potty training her. The next question is, what's one thing you wish you could do over? Oh, that's a hard one. Honestly, I thought about this question, and normally you would think that someone would have an answer to this, but I really don't wish I could do anything over. I mean, I feel like the mistakes that I've made have made me into the person that I am today. Like, I know a lot of people would say, I'll go back and, like, not date this person or not do this or not do that. But I feel like, that it's part of my journey, that it's part of who I am, and it's taught me things. So honestly, I couldn't think of anything for that question. The next question is, how do you step out of your comfort zone? Well, one big thing is doing this YouTube channel. Like, basically putting my life out on the internet and saying, like, this is me, this is who I am. I guess another way I step out of my comfort zone is by sharing my writing. I don't do that very often. I have shared it with a few people, but I want to start getting my writing out there and, just sharing it with people, because the few people I have shared it with have really enjoyed it. So that's one thing that I want to do to get out of my comfort zone. Number 7, the next question. When something exciting happens, who is the first person you call? I definitely would say I would either tell Mark, obviously, my husband, or I would call my mom, because I feel like she's the one that has shared the most with me, and she's the closest person, besides Mark, and I would definitely call my mom first. The next question is, do you have a catchphrase? Now, when someone asks me this, it's kind of like, I don't know. I know at the end of my videos, I always say, this is Erin and I'm out. But I would have to think about a catchphrase. Like, that might be something that would maybe, be helpful, like in the YouTube videos, like to have a catchphrase or something. I don't know, maybe I could incorporate, like, if you hear the catchphrase and, like, the first person to catch it, like, wins a prize or something like that. So when I got that question, I really thought that I could run with that idea maybe. And the next question is favorite and least favorite household chore. Well, I thought about this, and the least favorite was definitely, that was the most easy, to do dishes. I despise dishes. I would say my favorite household chore, surprisingly, is to clean the kids' playroom. I just find it relaxing just to organize it, and, like, I look at it after being so messy just to see how clean it is. Just makes me just so happy. And then I would probably say my next favorite would be vacuuming and mopping the floors, just because the same thing. Like, I kind of just see, like, the clean floor, and like it sparkles and it shines, and I just love it. Biggest goal for my channel. I would say the biggest goal for this channel, I touched on this a little bit earlier, but the biggest goal for this channel would probably be just to encourage people and to let people know the raw truth of being a stay-at-home mom and the raw truth of life, that we're not going to have all good days. We're going to have bad days too. I mean, I know that most of the video, well, all the videos so far have been reflecting on fun things and good things. But if I'm having a bad day, I'm going to be honest with you guys. And I'm going to say, like, hey, I'm having a bad day. And if there's something that's going on that I feel like would help someone else, I'm going to share it. So I think my biggest goal is encouragement. The next question is, what kind of values and truths do you hope to instill in your kids? And this is a question that I had to think about, because raising kids is a huge responsibility. And I think the biggest thing, of course, would be the love of Jesus. I'm a Christian, and I'm not, afraid to put that out there. And that's, you'll see on this channel that we do devotions. I'm going to do devotions sometimes. So I think that the love of church and the love of Jesus will definitely be one of the values that I want to put in my children. But I think another one, when I thought about it, is compassion and to love other people. And that it doesn't matter, what color your skin is, or what your background is, or, what your family dynamic is. We're all humans. And, like that song by Mandisa, it says we all bleed the same. I want to teach them to love everyone no matter what. I think that is, if I had to pick two goals or two values and truths to instill in my children, that's what I would choose. To love Jesus, love church, and to treat others with love and respect, and to love everybody. What is one of your favorite childhood memories? Well, when someone asked me this question, the first thing that came to my mind was camp meeting. And some of you are like, what's camp meeting? But basically, it was a something that our church used to do. It was a week-long revival of like a minister who'd come and speak. And there would be like music, and we would have picnics, and we would stay over for the week, like a bunch of girls and a bunch of boys, obviously in separate dorms. But we would have like all kinds of like water balloon fights, and we would like play games, and it was just a really fun time. So that is definitely my biggest childhood memory, is camp meeting. And the next question is, what is your favorite song? This was definitely a hard one. I have many favorite songs, but if I had to pick a few, I would probably pick, I like Through the Fire by the Crab Family. I think that's who it's by. Because I really feel like that song, I can relate to it, and I feel like it really speaks to me when I'm going through a difficult time. And then my second favorite would have to be He Knows My Name by the McRae's. I've always loved that song. And then my third favorite would have to be Here I Am to Worship. I'm not sure who that's by. Maybe Tom Hughes. I'm not sure. Michael W. Smith. I don't know. Anyway, hello Tina. How are you? Glad you could join. I like Here I Am to Worship because that was one of the first songs that I actually, like worship songs that I fell in love with. And it's just really helped me through a lot of hard times. I just really love that song. My favorite Bible verse. Someone asked me that. And I was able to immediately go to, I actually want to read this. So let me get to it here. Psalm 61, 1 through 2, basically. Hang on a second. Well, I'll go ahead and read the whole chapter, because I feel like the whole chapter is my favorite. Hear my cry, O God, attend to my prayer. From the end of the earth I will cry unto thee. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. And that second verse is by far my favorite. But the rest of the chapter says, For thou hast been a shelter for me, and a strong tower from thy enemy. I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the covert of thy wings, Selah. For thou, O God, hast heard my vow. Thou hast given me the heritage of those that fear thy name. Thou wilt prolong the king's life and his years as many generations. He shall abide before God forever. O prepare mercy and truth, which may preserve him. So will I sing praise unto thy name forever, that I may perform my vows. And, you know, just to iterate it, my favorite is the 61:2. From the end of the earth, I will cry unto thee. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. And the reason that I like that verse is because I feel like, you know, when we're going through a hard time, you know, we feel really overwhelmed. And we feel like we're never going to get through this. But God is always there for us to call out to. And when we're overwhelmed, we know that we can go to him, and he's our rock. He's higher, and you know, we're low and he's high, you know, and he can bring us to him and, you know, work in our situation. And funny thing, I will maybe touch on this later, but there was, that's a totally different story, but there was a church up on High Top Mountain in Greene County, in Dike, Virginia. And that church has always been near and dear to my heart. And that has always been my favorite Bible verse. And I had no idea. But when I first visited that church, that Bible verse is actually inscribed at the altar, above the altar at that church. So when I saw that really touched me. The fact that, you know, that's my favorite Bible verse. And that church means so much to me. And that happens to be there. But anyway, that's my favorite Bible verse. And the last question that I got was, what is your dream car? Some people are going to be like, what in the world are you thinking? But my dream car would be to get a Dodge Charger, like, you know, a newer Dodge Charger, and turn it into the General Lee. Because I've always loved the show, The Dukes of Hazzards. Like, that has always been one of my favorite shows. And I just love that car. And I know that would probably cause a lot of controversy. Like, people see you driving down the road in a General Lee. Like, you know, some people, you know, the rebel flag and everything. But that is my dream car, is a Dodge Charger done up like a General Lee. A newer one. So, that is the end of the Q&A. And I am going to do a giveaway of the people that submitted them. And I haven't done that yet. But I decided to go ahead and pick 2 people for the giveaway. I had some people send me a private message about questions because they wanted to remain anonymous. And then I had 2 people comment. One of my kids is up on Facebook. And then I had some people I reached out to, and they gave me some. But I'm going to do 2 giveaways. So I will announce those on my Facebook page. I'll be contacting them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, then give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And look forward to more videos. This is Erin, and I'm out.